Hey guys, welcome back to Two Dudes Talking. Today we are going to be getting to know Joshua, that guy right there, a little bit better. Check it out. What's up, Josh?
Not too much, dude. What's up with you?
Not much. Just chilling.
Just thinking about life and stuff.
Yeah. So we want to get to know you a little bit. Just a wee bit.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
So this episode, guys, is focused on just talking about Josh a little bit, getting to know him a little bit better. Mm-hmm. And then, so my first question is, are you scared?
No.
I know you're not scared. What's your daily diet consist of? Why don't you show the people that thing you got right there beside you?
The couch?
No, there's something on the couch. There's there's actually two items on the couch.
There are two items on this couch.
Yeah.
One.
No, not show the whole thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. This.
Yes. So how many of those do you drink a day?
It depends. It depends on how many I have. It depends on the current market. A lot's changed during Corona. Production's going down. But let's see. I know on any given day, I could probably go through about 10 Mountain Dews.
Had about 14 Dr. Peppers.
Yeah, I love the good doctor. And there's also a pack of cigarettes over there.
What kind of cigarettes?
American Spirits.
How many of those do you smoke a day?
About 2/3 of a pack.
What is that, 20?
About 15.
15?
That's 3/4.
Oh, okay.
Roughly.
That's cool. So, yeah. So
I don't eat people food, if that's what you're getting to. I rarely ever eat. I have the worst dietary habits in the world.
yeah, you might eat a snack every day. You've consumed...
Most days, I really don't eat a full meal. I do snack through the day, like
Right.
very, very lightly. And
Yeah. So why Mountain Dew? Why not Coke? Why not Sprite? Why not?
Coke is illegal. Sprite doesn't have as much taste.
Damn it, he found
No,
me.
it's just bad habit. Bad habit for both of those things.
So Mountain Dew is just your favorite?
It's my go-to.
Okay.
It's not even my favorite. I think my favorite is probably cherry Pepsi.
So why don't you drink those by the case every day?
Because I can't.
Oh.
I don't know. It's a mental thing.
Okay. But Mountain Dew you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate water.
Yeah.
I hate water.
And you've hated water since the service.
Yes.
You just had to drink it all the time.
Yep. I've been quote unquote force hydrated too many times where I was made to drink
Forced.
until I threw up.
Hydrated.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So
And then why American Spirits?
they don't have any chemicals in them.
Oh, they're just natural.
Or carcinogens. Yeah.
Just natural tobacco.
Natural tobacco and paper.
Nice. Do you
So
know
if
where
I'm-
they grow it? Do you know where the tobacco's from? I'm just
I
curious.
think Florida.
Okay.
I do think Florida.
Of all the states, that's a bad one.
Hey.
Florida man attacks again.
Yeah. That's why they're so expensive.
Yeah.
But if I am going to continue to do it, I try to do it without the chemicals.
Nice. So what brings you to the podcast? How did you get here?
I have a huge love for movies. And not just movies. In the service, like every in former employments. Let's see, I've worked for Duke Energy on dams. I've worked at Amazon. I did a startup for Amazon and also for Snyder's. So a lot of heavy industrial work, installing and repairing equipment.
Got them man hands.
Got them. I've got hands. I've got hands for days and legs that don't quit. This is following a family farm that was in operation for 28 years. And over all of those things, I've found myself talking with my coworkers or friends about the entertainment scene, what movies or TV shows or books I was into or somebody else was into, if a new album came out.
Right.
I liked engaging with people on a personal level, even though we weren't there for that. And that was just an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
So with the podcast, I know after I came back home from the service in 2016, I did go back to what I had been doing before, which was working on the machines.
Right.
Which is great.
The machines.
Yeah.
We're in Terminator.
Yeah, or the Matrix.
Yeah. Oh.
One of the two right now is happening.
Or X.
Hashtag Neuralink.
Yeah.
Oof. I would let that robot be my girlfriend. She was so sweet. She'd probably cut me to bits.
So
but
So
oh, she would.
most girlfriends do that anyway.
Yeah, but it happens. So no, I got back home, and after the service, it was really, really difficult to find something aside from the important things that was very valuable to me. So, I've got a daughter, number one homie right there.
Right.
I was married at the time. I had my family. I had a lot of very important things, but my professional life, I knew where that road was going to go, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Okay.
I'm all about the adventure, the journey, not the end. And I knew where that road would end, and just wanted to do something different. So I saw a need, especially this past year. The world it changes around us a lot, and now, with the entertainment industry, for such a long time, everything was so rehearsed, everything was so pretty, and had all these corners that had to meet together, and then YouTube came along and
screwed it all up.
But it gave people so much more, because it gave insight into everyday people.
Right.
The people that I watch on YouTube it's not celebrities.
No.
I go watch whatever movie I enjoy of them. But I love getting inside people's, heads, learning about their things on social media, and kind of inspired me to do the same. And movies has always been easy to talk about.
Yeah. So I know you love movies, books. You're a huge book guy.
Mm-hmm.
You love music. You listen to other podcasts.
Yes, I know that love is like ghosts. Love music.
Yeah, dude.
Karaoke.
Karaoke. You love podcasts? You listen to other podcasts and stuff?
So it's actually really neat. I'm not a huge podcast fan. I've listened to several exceptional ones.
Right.
S-Town, Up and Vanished. There have been some great, those are more storyteller
I'm
podcasts.
so glad I gave you S-Town.
Yes, you and Michael and Emily, for sure. You had hit it first. They hit it first.
Yeah.
And then you came, and I was like, I'll check it out. And I had every intention of it. I listened to the trailer and was sold. And then it came back up with you on the porch one night, and I was like, man, that's two sets of people that I trust their judgment. So let me see what this is about. That was my first podcast ever, was the S-Town story, which is great.
So good.
I cried. I mean, it so heavily.
That's a good one.
Captured me. So the idea of doing something similar myself, this isn't the storyteller kind of podcast, but engaging with people and giving them that escapism that we all seek in such a comfortable, fun way.
Yeah.
It's really appealing to me.
So you and your brother are extraordinary individuals.
Thanks. So are you.
You definitely love a lot of things, and you definitely love a lot of different things. You're both very different. With you, but one thing y'all do together, or not together, but that you have
at the same time
that you have in common, is you like to share stuff.
Absolutely.
Where does that come from?
If I take joy in something, I feel selfish if I want to keep it to myself.
Okay.
Period.
Have you always been that way?
Pretty much. When I was in the service, I had a couple of nicknames, Grandpa and Storytime.
Yeah.
And Uncle Pursley were my three.
Yeah.
So
this dude can talk, y'all.
A little bit. I mean, I've had a lot of stuff happen. I've shot a hole through a floor in a motel in Colombia. I've seen multiple ghosts. I've been to Afghanistan. I've sat on a roof with a suicide jumper for 7 hours and got him down. I've seen some things.
Yeah.
And again, I know when I was in the service was really when I guess I was given the best chance to do that. Just because a lot of the guys there, we came from such different backgrounds, and I love that family. But everybody having been exposed to so much different stuff from so many different places, there was just always room for that conversation.
Right.
You know, if you had something new, somebody wanted to know about it because, you know, we all lived in the barracks together. There'd be 30 people any given afternoon on the roof of one of these barracks building, drinking beer, tanning, and talking about stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, I fit right in there. I loved it.
What's one thing you like to enjoy by yourself, though?
I love cutting grass by myself.
Okay.
So that's a visual thing for me. It's very visually rewarding.
Therapeutic.
I love seeing that. So I've been working on this this tractor for the past couple of weeks. It's like 30 years old, and the radiator went out. So I'd never taken apart a tractor before, at least not to this degree. So working with all these machines, though, I'm like, all right, we're gonna figure it out, Dad. And we got out there and we did, and the grass had grown like 2 or 3. It had grown like 2 weeks. And in South Carolina, in the late summer, it's like Jumanji.
Yeah, you
so,
could cut it legitimately every 3 days.
Yes. And having a big family farm, that's something you have to do. We rotate it. There's sections you have to cut here. That section's for hay.
Yeah.
This section's for, superficial grass and
Right.
blah, 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 blah. So like seeing that mess, throwing on some headphones, listening to a good audiobook or a podcast or something, and then at the end seeing all that clean, pretty stuff that's just that much better. I just really enjoy that.
Nice. Yeah.
That and Diablo 3.
That and Diablo 3. Yeah. Because you are, I would say, and this is a good thing, a pretty public person. Everybody has the stuff, like you said. They kind of keep to themselves or, whatever. And there's things you should.
Yeah.
For everybody, too.
Like that wood chip I found in there earlier.
No one needs to know every single thing about you all the time.
Right. I try to be pretty candid, though.
Yeah.
I don't like to leave room for misconceptions. If somebody
Right.
asks me for my opinion on a certain matter, I will not respond to them on Facebook. I promise you that, because they can't get the full picture of what I'm trying to say, and I do not speak on something if I don't get a chance to fully take advantage of that opportunity.
Right. So when you were younger, and you're obviously growing up with a counterpart your whole life, being a twin, this is just something I want to know. It's like, and I'm sure every twin would answer this differently, but maybe the same. Your self-identity, when does that come in? Or is it different than you think from a single person, a single sibling?
I think we really started coming into our own in late high school, early college.
Okay.
I would say that period. At that point in our lives, we weren't surrounded by people that had identified us as Josh and Wade.
Right.
Like we did still have some similar same classes at York Tech also.
Right.
But
you're kind of forced to do everything together.
Yeah.
You're going to go to school together. You might have different classes and stuff.
Right. But everybody knows, and you're sharing a car, you're sharing a cell phone. Like when cell phones first came out, I shared one.
Yeah.
And, so it, again, when we hit college and we're kind of removed with that, that's when it started. I would say, that really changed when Wade had his first child.
Yeah.
Or when he got married. I would say more so with the child, because that really does reshape your life a lot. And,
so he was a dad first.
Yes.
Yeah.
3 years before I was.
Yeah, that will change you. I mean, change is not a bad thing.
No, it's just what's wild, though, is when they were expecting Rylan. Rylan had been born. So like Wade's doing this dad thing back in South Carolina, and I was literally at the base of the Himalayas going from Kyrgyzstan into Afghanistan at that point in my life.
Yeah.
So like
just 2 different experiences.
Completely different lives.
Yeah. That's dope. So, but so you're saying around high school, late high school.
We interacted with different bunches of people, and I had a different job, and I had this and that, still had a lot of things that we both shared in identity. Like, we still worked on the farm. We still had a lot of the same friends, but
right. You're in a place now where you can and will have to make different decisions than each other.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like twins can't go along in life and marry another set of twins, and you all go to the same job and keep sharing the same car. And
we had people, try and tell us, oh yeah, you should date this girl because that's my brother was dating a twin at one point.
Right.
I'm like, you should date the other one, and I'm like,
No.
nah, bro.
Yeah.
I'm good. Thanks.
That just feels weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. So when you were younger then, when did you like kind of realize you liked, I think I can't even answer for myself.
Oh, the first time I saw Patrick Swayze, I knew I was gay.
Me too. No. I mean, he's a handsome man.
Yeah, he was.
But no, like when you're younger, you know, I don't think you're conscious of stuff until, I'm not going to say a certain age. Like when you turn 8, you become conscious, or whatever. But it's like, when did you feel like you were like, man, I love this stuff. I love movies. I love books.
That's actually pretty easy.
Yeah.
That was computer games.
Okay.
I was very young, and we had a Tandy 1000, and I remember having this Olympics, and it was just like the back screen with like the green. It was old,
like what, like Lemmings and Oregon Trail.
Yes,
and
yes.
Those type of games.
So I fell in
floppy disks.
Yeah, like the floppy disks. So at a very young age, I was very interested in video games, and I didn't really recognize this at the time, but I did see how little of a crap my parents gave about it.
Right.
And I knew that it wasn't for everybody. I knew that everybody couldn't do it to a degree.
Right.
And I guess that was one of my first pieces of self-love.
Yeah.
Or self-recognition, I guess.
So you're also like, we've said this 100 times on the podcast, you love Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
When did you know that?
Not until much later than probably you would expect. My first time reading Stephen King was, I remember mentioning this, was Needful Things. I think I was like 10. And I enjoyed it. That was very adult for me. It was my first adult novel.
Right.
And so I did really enjoy that, and I love it now. Having gone back and read it again, I think it's great. But when I finished the Harry Potter series,
right.
I would do briefly. I'd seen all the movies, hadn't read a book in like ages, since junior year of high school. I refused. My God bless you, Mrs. Jameson. You were so hard on me in English lit in high school because I refused to read anything, almost almost outright. If we did like classroom readings, I would participate,
right? And
that was it. I just had a bad burnout on books. Harry Potter movies came out. I loved them. I was just completely taken. And the Half-Blood Prince comes out, and I was like, I want to read this before I see it because I've really enjoyed these films.
Right.
Fast forward.
Smacked you upside the head.
Oh, man, it whacked me so hard. And I immediately, I went out and bought the book. And the instant I closed that book, I went back to the store and bought the rest. Right. So, I had them like these piecemeal collections, and my parents got me this like gift collector set for Christmas that year. And
those books always felt good.
They did. They're special. Yeah. They really are. Mm-hmm. So after finishing that series, though, I was ready to give it a shot again. And I was in Walmart one day just perusing, and I got 2 books. And this is great. You'll get a kick out of this in a sec. So the first one was The Stand.
Right.
That's, even if it's not my absolute favorite, it's up there. As far as his bigger ones, I think it's one of his best.
Right.
But I bought the unabridged version that had like a 470 something pages restored to it from the original edit, right. And or cut. And
nerd
yeah, great nerd stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, this is a big book. It was just huge. And I bought that and this book called Small Favors, which was a book in this series called The Dresden Files, which I was unaware of at the time. I think they're up to 17 now, and I'm still listening to the audio series. I've read them all. One of my favorite gifts I've ever given was a later book in that series. When I deployed, my birthday is May 15th. Wade's also 30 seconds later. That year, I got him a copy of one that had been was about to be released. So I got him a signed copy of it from Jim Butcher, and it arrived to him, I think, the day after I landed in Afghanistan.
Nice.
So it was really, really cool.
That was cool.
So books, I fell in love with Stephen King and a lot of other authors over the year, but The Stand set the standard. It set the bar.
Yeah.
And I wasn't disappointed with, but one or two things
Yeah.
from that guy. He's my fave.
Yeah, that's awesome. So stuff outside of movies, music, books,
Mm-hmm.
what do you like to do?
Man,
What?
I really don't have a lot of, I don't really have a lot of time. And I
Yeah.
find myself very, very busy.
You're a busy dude.
I am. I like to help people a lot also. I know that's something you had said. I like to think of myself as like the smallest time of small time philanthropists.
Yeah.
If somebody needs help, they can ask me.
You do help a lot of
And
people.
I do try.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that through different examples. I know with the suicide jumper,
Yeah.
I was talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
I found myself presented with this situation, and I'm on top of a barracks building. It took me an hour to get on the roof with this guy before he'd even let me up there. And other guys in the barracks across the way were yelling stuff like, "No balls," and
Yeah.
"You won't do it."
Yeah.
And this is a person that, whether or not he was serious, was in a very bad way.
Right.
And so I feel kind of like it's a debt. I've had a decent life, and everything I can kind of notch off on that makes me very, very happy. So I love helping people.
That's awesome. Do you like doing any other like activity outside of
Floating down the Catawba.
the Catawba?
I love the water.
Yeah.
Anything to do with the water, the beach, the deep sea fishing,
Yeah.
floating down the river. Up in February of 21, I'm going up to Minnesota for some ice fishing.
Yeah.
I like being outside. I
Yeah.
do. I enjoy being outside. I find it very peaceful. But in all honesty, with my free time, after all my daily stuff is done, after dad time is free, like, give me my Switch.
Yeah.
Give me my Switch.
play some Diablo.
Get out of my way. Let's play some Diablo. I'm
Yeah.
gonna vanquish the hordes of hell.
I will avenge thee.
I will avenge thee. Sound the town of Tristram.
Yeah.
So and that that's been constant. I remember when that game, the Diablo series, came out when I was like 7 or 8, and I remember having all my buddies over to play it on the computer and blah blah blah, and that has not changed.
Yeah. Yeah. So you obviously are a pretty busy dude. You do help your parents, your family. You're a dad.
Mm-hmm.
A single dad. Which
Mhm.
is, but like
The happiest single dad you will ever meet.
I definitely
telling you.
respect you and Kelsey's relationship and how you've handled that. You guys are great. I know she's in a good spot. Like it's an awesome thing, for what that is,
Mhm.
for no doubt. So, what's the biggest thing about your daughter that you're proud about? Because she's changing so fast, obviously.
Yeah, so she's 5.5 right
and
now.
and you see her every day, either
Mhm.
in person or obviously y'all FaceTime when
Yeah.
she's with her mom and stuff. And but she's surrounded by family from both sides,
Yeah.
pretty much. But like, I see her changing every time I see her. She's different because
Right.
I don't see her every day.
Right.
But like, yeah, what's the biggest thing that you're proud of right now?
So we just finished the Harry Potter series.
Right.
And one of the things that's been on my mind is broaching the subject of death with the child.
Okay.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
She's lost a pet. She's lost a couple of pets. And, man, spoilers.
Yeah.
When some characters died in this
Right.
series, it devastated her and she
Right.
cried. But within 10 seconds, all out, total reaction, emotionally speaking, 100% reactionary to this stuff happening. But within a very, very short amount of time, she was able to find her own peace with it. And I mean, just seeing how adaptable she is, like in a much bigger sense of the picture, I am a single parent and I do get along with her mom. And as opposed to a lot of kids in that situation, they don't have parents that get along like this. So it's been very different for Layla. You know, she has these memories of a very, very loving home.
Right.
And that we were trying to keep there, to keep her in.
Right.
So she did not understand a lot at first why, but man, she is so resilient. She has bounced back so well. She's so healthy. Yeah. And, we do try to make that as easy as possible for her, but she's just been so open and loving herself by allowing us to do so. And I just think she's ahead of her time.
Yeah. She's a smart little girl. She's funny. She's got such a personality on her.
I'll tell the Harry Potter story real quick. So this made me proud about my daughter. I've told this story several times. I don't remember exactly which one we had watched, but she was like, "Daddy, are Harry Potter's aunt and uncles, are they bullies?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, baby, they are for sure." And she's like, "Well," and she looks just like me. She looks like her parents. She looks like both of us, her parents. But her mannerisms, her facial expressions are me made over. So she gets this real furrowed, grumpy look.
She looks just like you.
It's crazy. Beard and everything.
Yeah.
But she's like, "Well, why?" And I was like, "Well, he can do magic. They can't. Either they don't like him because he's different or they're jealous of what he has that they don't." Right. And that's about the best I can give it to you, kid. And she goes, "You know what I think about that?" And I was like, "No, 4-year-old. What do you think about that?" That was the first time she had said that line.
What you got?
What do you think about that? She goes, "I think Harry Potter ought to punch them in the balls every day until they stop being bullies." And I was like, "I totally agree with you, but if you ever say that to your granny, I'm going to punch you in the balls."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Do I have balls?" And I'm like, "No, but I'm going to find something that hurts and I'm going to punch it."
Yeah, like your face.
Yes.
Where did you learn that from?
Not me. I swear to goodness, I tried.
Probably your boy cousins.
Probably one of the 5 boy cousins.
Yeah.
Talking about the huevos.
Because y'all are very good about like, in the times I've been around you and your brother and your sister, it's like, yeah, we don't say that. Right. Or we don't do that.
Right.
Like y'all are very good about that. And they're very good about honoring that.
Well, and one of the things that I do, and this is another thing I'm proud about for my daughter. We have boundaries.
Yeah.
In the car or when she's in the bathtub, she can say whatever's on her mind. If it's a bad word or a word that she's not sure if it's bad.
Right.
If I see her trying to get one out, I'll be like, "All right, dude, let me hear it."
Yeah.
And then when we're not in the car and if it's not she's not taking a bath, guess what? She doesn't mess with me. So I'm very proud of her for being big about that.
Right. We've got like 3 minutes.
Okay.
And I want to end with this because I think this will be a good one. It is about Layla still.
Okay.
And it's more about you. When can you say in your life, what has to be done for you to say, "I am," or "I was a good dad"?
I'm already done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I finished it.
What is that?
I mean,
it's not obviously like, I'm not asking you to make a mark on Layla, like a report.
No. So let's see. I would leave that with this one. I remember when Kelsey started dating Dalton. There was a lot of, I think, confusion for Layla.
Sure.
And Kelsey was like, she was struggling with Layla being upset and not valuing Dalton as much as me. And I was like, I feel like I think the most level point I could have come to is I told my ex-wife, the mother of my child, I was like, "If I die, do you think I want my daughter growing up without someone she's able to love as a father?"
Yeah.
No, that's the most selfish thing I've ever heard of. So being able to understand that I may not always get to be that person, I think that makes me a good dad.
Yeah, I would definitely think so. That's awesome. That's dope, dude.
I try.
Yeah. I mean, folks, if you have any questions for old Yeshua over here,
I've got answers.
He's got tons of answers, and you better bring some time with you.
Yeah.
Because
we'll take yours. I promise.
He'll lay it on you. But let us know in the comments for sure. these have been great. Just trying to get to know us a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's things I found out today that are amazing that I didn't know. But
I've got 6 toes
Yeah, I got.
between both feet.
Whoa!
Just kidding.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
But no, give us a comment below. Share this episode, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.